All right, one more from the homework here, and this one's a bit of a doozy. Lucky number 13. We've got a whole lot of stuff going on here with this quantity being squared. We want to solve this quadratic, and the way that we're going to do that is we are going to use the square root method. We want to get inside of these parentheses, but we have a whole bunch of stuff standing in our way. We're multiplying by 2, we're squaring the parentheses, the quantity, we are subtracting 1, we're doing all kinds of stuff. So we need to get after this. So the way we're going to do that starting off is I'm going to remove any confusion, I'm just going to pretend that inside these parentheses is a box, and this box is going to equal x plus 3. So let me just rewrite this equation with my box here. So I'm just looking at one thing. It makes me feel nice and warm and fuzzy inside when I don't have all kinds of variables in these parentheses, just a box. Now the goal is to get the box alone. For when it's alone, then we can unsquare it, we can square root it, and we can get after the solutions here. So let's do that first by adding 1 to both sides. We want to isolate this box squared. So I've got 2 times my box squared equals 40. Let's next divide both sides by 2. So now I have gotten my box squared, and that's going to equal 20. Now I'm ready to get rid of this exponent, this 2, the square, by square rooting both sides. And at this point, I have to remember to take the positive and negative root, and these guys will cancel out, and now I have my box all alone. And that is equal to either the positive or negative square root of 20. Now, square root of 20, I can simplify. So why not do that? Make things interesting here. Let's take the square root of 20, and we can rewrite that as, I'll just do that actually off to the side here. The square root of 20 can be broken down into the square root of 4 times the square root of 5, or simply 2 root 5. Check out some other videos on simplifying square roots if you're having any trouble with that. So here now I have my box could equal plus or minus 2 root 5. But I know what that box is, or I know what's inside the box. I can't remember what it is. Let's scroll up. Yes, x plus 3. So I have x plus 3 could equal either the positive or negative square root, or rather 2 root 5. And since I don't really have these nice integer numbers that are going to combine with this 3 when I move this 3 over, I'm going to leave this positive and negative root in just the plus or minus symbols, or plus or minus form. So let's solve for x here, and let's subtract 3 from both sides. So we have x equals the positive or negative 2 root 3 minus 3. And really by convention, we actually write this. We like to put the constant first, since it looks nice, and there's no confusion about what's underneath what's underneath this radical. So we have negative 3 plus or minus 2 times the square root of 3. Now remember, even though this looks like one solution here, the positive or negative means that this represents 2 solutions. This represents negative 3 plus 2 times the square root of 3, and it represents negative 3 minus 2 times the square root of 3. So these are your roots. And actually, if you were to start off by graphing both sides of this equation, what would you find x equal to be? Some approximation of these 2 solutions.